Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. Ooh, it's not Wednesday, it is Thursday. Thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time where we can relax and craft together for about an hour. And we work on projects here from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole process. Tonight we're going to be continuing with our Quilt As You Go project, and we have 2 more blocks to sew together, and we're going to do that. With the machine version again, kind of like how we did last night, but it'll be a little bit different. We're going to improve on it. And thank you guys. So if you guys got my newsletter today, I revealed what I've been working on for the past few months here with a bunch of lovely peeps. We got some of our kits, our embroidery kits, into Target, and they are launching this week at Target. So soon, like right now or soon, they're still putting it into our Target, but our embroidery kits will be there in the craft aisle, so you have to go check them out. Take photos and share them with me. I'm starting to get some photos from some friends from home, and my brother sent me one this afternoon. So I got a few of them just to show you. I didn't even think to grab some before I left, but we have the llama is there, so you guys are familiar with Mr. Llama already. Our owl, I don't have one of those here, but the owl will be there as well. And then we have the 2 new kits. So I've been showing these a little bit on Instagram over the past couple months, but we got a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Tyranno, and also the unicorn here. So those are the 2 new kits. They're actually going to be at Joann Fabrics as well now. So find them at Target and Joann's. Go check them out. Take a photo while you're there. And I'm probably going to do some giveaways coming up next week with some of the photos and stuff. So thank you guys for all the congratulations today. If I've been looking extra tired over Christmas and New Year's in the past few months, it's because that's what we've been working on. A bunch of people from around town here helped assemble all of them for this first grouping. So it was a whole pile of people that put these all together, and they're just starting to get to stores. So in the crafting aisle. So not all Targets have the crafting aisle. They might be in the school section. If you don't have a school section or crafting aisle, it might not be at your store, which is a bummer, but that's what to look for. It's not with the toys or anything like that. It's in the crafting aisle. So go check them out. So, all right, you guys, I will have some more emails coming over the next week or so with some more photos and stuff. So if you want to make sure you're on the email list, you can get on at penguinandfish.com, click in the newsletter area or the free pattern area. You'll get a free pattern when you sign up for Target. Kim, if you don't have a Target or Joann's, they're still online and they're still in smaller quilt shops around the US, and they're still online on my website and other places online as well at penguinandfish.com. So, all right, you guys, I am going to flip you around. We're going to get sewing yet this evening. We got stuff to get done here. So, all right, I'm going to flip you around and we'll get going. Yeah, we just popped into ours 2 days ago or yesterday, and saw them there. They were just putting them in. They hadn't finished yet. There were still boxes in the aisle and everything. So I can't wait to see when the craft aisle is all finished. I'm just super duper duper stoked. All right, you guys, these are the only 2 we have left here. We finished the first row yesterday, so we have 5 blocks like this that we sewed together for the first row, and we just have 2 left over right now, so we're going to work on this tonight. So I think, what way do you think? I think this way. We'll do this one first and this one second here. But yeah, I'm excited for the new kits, the unicorn and the Tyranno. I think those are just gonna be super fun to do. All right, you guys, we're the same deal as last night. We're gonna crank through this. So again, we're doing the quilt as you go process, and to see what we did last night. So with the quilt as you go, we're connecting these two blocks with binding, basically. So we have a sashing on the front, and then this flap or binding on the back, which is gonna cover up the seam allowances from these two blocks here. And we machine sewed it yesterday. We're gonna try machine sewing it from the front tonight. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we're gonna improve on our last night's deal. Thanks for the congrats, everyone. Oh, no Target in your city. They're also at Joann's, and you know, you can always get them online and everything too. The new one will be there as well. Oh, and you guys, I totally thought it was Wednesday, so I did not look up the new blocks. But hey, if any of you guys know the new blocks and the page number, spit them out here and we'll take a look at the blocks. So all of these, I'll show you guys. All of these are from the Splendid Sampler 2 Quilt Along, and every Thursday they release new blocks, and I literally, like I said, thought it was Wednesday. So I did not even go online to check to see what the new blocks were. So if you guys know what the new blocks are and what pages, if I see them pop up, I will stop and we'll take a look at them. All right, you guys, thank you. Oh gosh, in Target Australia, I am not sure. I have a hunch that probably not, but I don't know for sure, Nolene. Andrea, I think they are in the Fondy Target. I have a friend from high school who lives in Fondy, and she took a photo, so I think I'm just guessing that she went to the Fondy Target. Hi, Pam, you sure can. All right, you guys, I'm going to start out by just sewing these two together. Okay, open arms from page 50. Okay, so I'm going to interject whenever you guys say the ones. Ooh, gosh, look at this one. That is fancy. Okay, so this has some, oh, look, it's the half rectangle triangles. So we did some of this in the I Love Home quilt, the half rectangle triangles. There's a little, oh wait, are these even half rectangle triangles? It looks like there might be a template for this. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that. I'm ready to do some more piecing stuff. And this one looks really neat. It almost looks like a butterfly. Ooh, I like that. Okay, and then Hello Sunshine, you guys are saying. That is page 64. Oh my God, look at how freaking sweet is that cute little sun. Love. Okay, that is cute. I do like that guy. Put a little smiley face on anything and you'll make me happy. All right, that's two of them. So what are the other ones, you guys? Is it just two today, or is it, well, I'm guessing it's still 4. Oh, the news, you guys. If you missed the news, someone asked what the news was. Our embroidery kits are going to be in Target. I'm going to just show you guys again because now we're not in reverse. So these are the two new ones. They were flipped in the other shot, but this is the actual direction for them. So here we go. This guy has all the little lazy daisy stitches and a whole pile of colors, and this is just a good old Dano. Okay, 30 and 50. So 30. Ooh, now that looks awfully sweet too. Yeah, we need to do some more pieced blocks. I'm feeling the pieced blocks again. So this is Happy Days, page 30. And wait, did you say page 30? Or maybe not page 30. 26, we did that already. So page 30, let me know if that's correct. And then 50. Let's look at that. Oh, we did that one. So open arms, Happy Days, that Hello Sunshine. Was that what it is? Yeah, Hello Sunshine. He's so freaking cute. And then 27. Oh, Radio Silence. Oh, yes, page 30? Oh, yeah. Okay, page 30 was correct. I really like that one. I don't know, there's something about that one. Is it the colors? Maybe I like this herringbone fabric. That's awfully sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And then radio silence. That is pretty striking with those colors as well. Very, very pretty. So this is, again, now I got them all. So it's radio silence. This is page 27. Now this is straight a pile of piecing. We got some half square triangles, some flying geese units, and we plop them all together. This is going to be a test of our scant 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I don't know, I'm ready for it. Bring on the pieced blocks. Okay, so then again, Happy Days, page 30. Open Arms, gosh, that one is so cool too. Open Arms, page 50. And Hello Sunshine, so sweet, page 64. Okay, good. You guys help me out. I even said when I came on tonight, Happy Wednesday. I'm like, wait a sec. The garbage got taken out today. It's Thursday. All right, you guys, let's start sewing this together. Yeah, I'm ready for the half square triangles too, Barbara. I'm ready. Next week we are gonna just full on start piecing stuff again. Maybe even tomorrow. We'll start that tomorrow. Okay, so we need to make our 2 pieces that hold these guys together. They need to be as tall as our block. Our block is 13 inches, so we need this to be 13 inches. You can actually use one long strip. I'm piecing mine together so it mimics my sashing that I have here. So it's as tall as your thing. Mine is 13 inches and then 1 inch wide. That's for the front. And then for the back, we cut out a pile of these strips. For the back, again, you want it the same height. And this is 1.5 inches though. So this is what we're gonna make our back flap out of. Oh, that's kind of fun to say. All right, let's sew this together first, and then we will press the seams, and then we will press this as well. We're actually kind of making this look like a binding. So we gotta press it in half. We want the right side out, the pattern side out. Mine just happens to be a solid, so it doesn't really matter for mine. But if you're doing a patterned fabric, make sure that the pattern side is out, the good side you want to see. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I'm super stoked. And you guys, I'm just kind of literally first getting out of the mental suck that it was to finish everything up for the Target stuff. So if you guys have emailed me in the past couple months, I am so sorry if I haven't responded yet. That is, I'm getting totally back on that again. Like starting this week. All right, just getting a leader going here. Yeah, and if I've looked extra tired these past couple months, that is why too. We had to move to a bigger warehouse space, and I had a pile of people. I think we had, gosh, around maybe 20 people helping us out this whole time. Not all at the same time, but we had a great group of local peeps. Oh, Debbie, the llama is so fun to make. Okay, you guys, you know I've been talking about this, doing that sketchbook cover project with the llama like for a year. I am still actually working on that, and all of these kits would be super great for that. So I'll probably still stitch the llama for my book cover, but I still actually do want to do that project. I have not given up on that yet. So once I have time to finish writing the pattern for it, we will be doing that. Oh man, you guys, I forgot to, oh wait, no, here we go. But yeah, that notebook project is still gonna happen. It'll get done. All right. I love that we're gonna have these. I keep saying that, but I love that we're gonna have these half square triangles when I'm done. It's like I'm putting having to use leaders to start and stop. It's helpful because you don't waste as much thread, and your presser foot doesn't have to make such a leap when it's starting with fabric, and your thread won't get sucked back into the machine. That's why I use leaders. But instead of just using a tiny piece of fabric that I run through, like, like this would make a decent leader just to start and stop, I'm actually using actual fabric that I'll turn into half square triangles when I'm done. So I have a little basket by me that I work on. Oh, you can't remember what you ordered from Mass Drop? Oh, they should be on their way. If you haven't received your Mass Drop order yet, because we were just over on Mass Drop a couple weeks ago. Those, I would guess, if they're not shipped already, I'm assuming they'll be shipping really soon. Oh, I know. I love doing the Splendid Sampler together too. So we will not abandon the Splendid Sampler. The sketchbook, the notebook cover, that'll just be, that's not going to take the same amount of time that this Splendid Sampler is taking. So we'll take a tiny little hiccup break from the Splendid Sampler, and we'll throw that project in there. That'll be a fun breather. I'm hoping to get it done so you can have projects for back to school and all that sort of thing. It's still on my agenda. I know I've been talking about it forever, but my intention is still to work on that. All right, now here is the back binding again. The back flap. Last night we decided to start calling it the back flap. So we need to fold it in half the long way. And again, if you're using a patterned fabric or a fabric that has, two sides, this is a solid, so it's the same on both sides. But if you are not using a solid, make sure that the pretty side is out. We want to see that here. That's unusual. That goes against what we're used to with quilting, because when you're sewing two pieces together, we're so used to putting the right sides together so you see the back side, the wrong side. In this case, you want to see the right side when you fold. Dang, Kim, you got 88 blocks done already? Holy cow. That is amazing. All right, I am like, wait, I think we figured out last night that I'm about a fifth of the way done. So I got my 20 blocks. Okay, back flap. We got the front, not the front flap, there's the front sashing. I like calling it sashing still, that's pretty. Yes, killing two birds with one stone, exactly, Arloa. Okay, now we have our pieces. I think this is how I wanted them. Yeah, this one first and then this one second. I just thought these two were pretty next to each other and these are pretty next to each other. So what we need to do is we are going to put the right sides together of our front piece, our front sashing, with the left side, the left block here. We're going to line up the edges, and then I am going to also stack this underneath. So this is our back flap. You want to have this back here with the raw edges. All of the raw edges you want to line up together here. So you're going to have a big kind of sandwich here. And here's that fold. The fold is on the side out of the way. The raw edges where it's the two pieces coming together, that will all be here. So one thing that we figured out last night is, I was trying to pull the fabric over to stitch it down. And what I want to try this way, so last night I sewed on the back. But when you're machine sewing on the back, you can't really control where the stitches go on the front, right? So ideally, we would stitch on the front, because then I can stitch right in the ditch here. So it'll just be invisible on the front. And then hopefully it will catch the side. So that's our little gamble. We're going to try this tonight. But to make sure it catches on the back, I want to make sure that I have enough of a flap. So typically I actually just hand stitch these down, so the flap is just fine. But last night we decided to try and do it machine stitching because not everyone does hand stitching. So we're gonna try machine stitching again, but I want a little bit more flap there just to make sure I hit the flap. I don't want to miss it because then I'll have a gap and I'll have to go back and fix it. But to do that, I'm going to err on the side of having a little bit more backing than I need, a little bit more back flap than I need. And I'm going to do that today by, when I pin this together, I'm going to just scooch it back like a 1/16 of an inch or so. So I'm not going to line it perfectly with the edge. I'm going to just scooch it back, which will make it like maybe an 1/8 inch seam allowance, which is totally fine still, I think. And then it should give me just a hair more flap. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. This is a test. This is my first time doing Quilt As You Go. And we're experimenting with machine stitching it on instead of doing it hand stitching all the time. And so we're kind of learning as we go. So first I'm going to line up this middle edge to try and get our little piece here to line up with our sashing. So we're just going to get that situated before moving on. And actually, I think I might pin this whole thing. Debbie, yes. So Joanne Fabrics still has our kits too, and they also have the new Tyranno kit and the new Unicorn kit. Plus, they have one other new kit there. If you head over to Joanne, so there's one that is only there right now, and it is like our kitty's wreath. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I have that here as well. Hold on, you guys. All right, so here's the new one that's at Joanne's. So it is Fishies. It's another one of those Your Name Here ones that comes with the customizable alphabet sheet where you can write someone's name in the middle of like this wreath of, in this case, Fishies. So this is one of the other new ones for Joanne's. I brought it home because I was going to take some photos of it tonight, so I just happen to have that as well. So Joanne's has our new kits and this other special one here as well. So there's some, if you have someone who likes sharks in the family, this has a couple of them in there. But yeah, so that's our third new kit, and that was picked up by Joanne's. So yeah, the Target has the owl, our classic owl. So we've had that guy for a little while, and the llama, and then our two new kits, the Unicorn and the Tyranno. I showed here, I'll show you guys that again. You're just popping in. Here are the two other new kits, the Tyranno and the Unicorn. Oh my gosh, you guys, I used to love, not used to, I still love dinosaurs though. When we grew up, I grew up in the 80s and it was all about dinosaurs back then for sure. And everyone just loved dinosaur everything. All right, we don't need that second mat here for a while. All right, now I'm going to align this back flap, and you know what? I think I'm gonna just, I'm gonna eyeball it just a little ways back. I want it to still, my sewing machine to still catch it, so I don't want it to put it too far back, but I think we're just gonna go down the line and grab it. And hopefully this will do the job. There's probably a better way to do this. Like, I think one thing is you could actually do this piece, the flap. You could do the flap on the front instead of the flap on the back. That would have taken a little bit more planning on my part beforehand because I already had cut a pile of sashing pieces for the front. But yeah, because then I could still sew on the flap, which is good. It's nice. It's easy to see the flap. Like right now, we're not going to be able to see the flap, so it's going to be a little bit of a gamble. But we thought we'd give this a try, see if we can improve on last night a little bit. So okay, moment of truth. Let's sew this edge here. We should be able to catch it all just fine. Oh, llamas, fishies, unicorns. Kim, I think you could make the flap a little bit bigger. I'm going to still hand stitch a lot of these, I think, because I just really like hand stitching, but I know not everyone does. So when I hand stitch, it's not an issue. I think you could make the flap a little bit bigger, but you don't want it too big either because we're not going to want a pile of excess flap either. You know what I mean? Because then, you know, that'll be pretty obvious. It'll be a big flap. Oh, thanks, you guys. Oh, Noodle Bowls and Chad. Oh, yeah, that's right. So gosh, that was fun. This block of 4 really was fun. So we wrote on a little kitty, we wrote Chad. Just, you can see the water-soluble marker here still, but once that goes away, it'll just be like the stitching. So I really like that. And then for the bowls that are coming up, the bowls block, we needed to put something in the top bowl, and someone said ramen, and that was the winner. So here's our ramen and some chopsticks there. That was so much fun. I really did have a fun time. And I actually got to practice my swirl fills, and I'm feeling a whole lot better about those. Overall, I feel like we accomplished a lot with this block. Oh yes, unicorns were big in the 80s. I was more into the dinosaurs than the unicorns myself. I did have one My Little Pony. Gosh, My Little Ponies, yeah, that's all unicorns and Pegasuses, or Pegasi, I suppose. I did like that. That was kind of the one girly thing that I did really like a lot was the My Little Ponies. Gosh, I forgot. And Lisa, oh, what is that? Not Lisa Frank. That's Paul Frank. What are those like stickers that everyone had? Lisa something. Those were popular. Oh my God, that's gonna bother me. I know, isn't it so funny? My Little Ponies are totally back again. And you know why? It's because everyone who was growing up in the 80s now has kids, and that's why dinosaurs are back. Oh, Lisa Frank. Oh, it is Lisa Frank. Okay, yeah. Lisa Frank stickers and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, all the 80s kids have kids now that want their kids to know all the fun stuff that they knew when they were little. That's why everything's coming back. That's why they're remaking all those, like Ninja Turtles, all that stuff. It's all back. All right, so here you can see the back. We did catch it all, and you know, there's just we just have a little less. It's more like an 1/8 inch seam allowance. So now when we fold it over, we should have like another 1/8 inch to deal with. So hopefully we're gonna be good to go. All right, that's step number 1. We got these 3 pieces sewn together. I know My Little Pony is huge again. Oh gosh, even like Delia's. So that's more like 90s kids, but like Delia's is coming back. All those 90s outfits and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna fold this over. I'm gonna just finger press. Well, you know what? Let's press it with the iron. We've been finger pressing, but we talked about maybe we should iron these over instead, just to have it just crisper and work a little bit better. So let's give that a go. Trying new things tonight. I know unicorns are crazy popular again. I think it's really fun that all that stuff is coming back, all the good stuff. All right. All right, we pressed that over. So I'm only pressing the top over. I did not press the bottom. The bottom flap, we're going to leave that where it is for now. We just need it out of the way for now. So forget about the back flap. Okay, next up, we are going to put these right sides together and sew this edge. We're basically sewing these two edges together, right? I'm actually going to flip it. Again, I think it's a little easier to have this flap to see that on top. So I'm going to just place those together and we will, oh, you know what? I was going to sew that without clips or anything. I don't know what I was thinking. Sheesh. First, let's line up our edge, or the block to the sashing. Oh yeah, Delia's was, I just remember their catalogs had like all the coolest t-shirt graphic shirts on it. But it was like a store for tweens in the 90s for girls. Just, you know, everything 90s clothing. That's what it is. Like spaghetti strap, top things, and I don't know, all of it. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of like, yes, exactly. Kind of like Forever 21. It had its own look. I think it was before there was a ton of stores like that. Now there's Forever 21 and like gobs of stores. But the cute stuff was at Delia's. The cute stuff. You know, chokers. Chokers are back. Oh, all that silly stuff. It's barely even updated. It's just straight from the 90s. Okay, let's get one more in there. Yeah, that's true, Jane. Pegasuses were super popular then too. Actually, the My Little Pony that I have is a Pegasus. I like the Pegasuses because they could fly, and hello, that's the cool stuff right there. Oh, jelly sandals. Ooh, twister beads. I don't know if I remember what those are. But yes, those jelly sandals, I've seen those around again too. Just silly. All right. So now this is that second block and the front flap, the front piece. And that's it. It's not the bajillion layers of things. We still got all the layers of the front piece, but we got a little less to deal with here. Oh, I'm gonna get my stiletto helping me out again. Push that flap down. Be careful pressing if you're batting. Oh, that's a good point, Sharon. So Sharon says, be careful if you're pressing, if your batting is anything other than cotton. You're right, I should have maybe done a test. So this is cotton, my other one is not. I think we'll be okay because I'll be pressing on the cotton here, but that is a good point. I should really do a test on this batting next time. Well, that's true, Bonnie. They do have that ability. Unicorns have that. The ability to poop Skittles. I guess that's a win over a Pegasus, I suppose. Pooping Skittles or flying. I don't know. Okay. Oh, Rainbow Bright, a strawberry shortcake. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think I still have a strawberry shortcake necklace. God, I bet you I have a strawberry shortcake somewhere. All right, so that's two girly things I had. Oh, Smurfs, gosh, yeah. Garbage Pail Kids. Oh my gosh, I was just talking to someone about those the other day. Garbage Pail Kids. I think we were trying to explain it to someone. So funny. You know what? Carmen Sandiego. Maybe that was a little bit more 90s, but we liked our Carmen Sandiego. All right. Okay, so we are fully attached now. So there we are. Here's the part that we started with, and this is the part that we just sewed now. And all we have left to do, first of all, it looks like we matched up our corners pretty good. I'm happy about that. Oh my God, hypercolor. Yes, I remember those. Gross. You know what? So hypercolor, I think you're right. I think they were called hypercolor. That feels right, Gina. People would just walk around the hallways like grabbing people and then breathing on their shirts. Like, yuck. Trolls. Okay, I did like trolls. I like trolls. All right, so here we are. So here's that back flap. And we should have a little, and we do, I can see it. So what we're trying to do, well, first of all, we have our raw edges here, right? You know, like normal sewing, you get raw edges. But with the Quilt As You Go process, because we sewed on this back flap, we now have like a device to cover up those raw edges. So all we're doing is just covering them up and closing them on the inside. That is the whole process. That's the part that I could never wrap my head around when I learned about Quilt As You Go. I'm like, what do you do with all the raw edges? You're gonna have piles of raw edges everywhere. Do you just sew like a binding or like a bias strip on or something? That can't be right. It's done with this flap, this little back flap that we made. So we just cross it over like this. And now this is what I hand sewed on first. And then yesterday we machine stitched it down the row on the back. So I just stitched a little bit of ways from the edge here. But tonight we're gonna do it a little bit different. Tonight I'm going to pin this down again, like how we did last night, but I'm gonna attempt to sew it from the front. And what that's gonna do, what that's gonna allow is I can just follow this seam. Like I can stitch just exactly in this seam, and you should be able to, it should be able to be disappeared, right? We won't be able to see it if we've stitched in the seam, compared to last night where we stitched from the back. And, you know, I don't have anything to aim on from the front, so our stitching went like all over the front, which is fine. It's just gonna look like more quilting. But we thought we could improve on that, so tonight we're gonna stitch on the front, but now we can't see that back flap, right? So that's why we pushed it over so it would be a little bit longer. We need it, this is that line. The line that we just sewed our two pieces together with is the seam from the front that we're gonna sew into. So right there, we have a guide. It's this line, stitched line all the way around down the row here. And now if we put our flap over, because we have that extra little 1/8 of an inch, it should cover up that seam. And as long as that seam is covered up and we stay stitching in the seam on the front, we will have caught this flap and I won't accidentally go off and then have a hole here. So that is the plan. We'll see if that works. I am gonna pin it. That's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. What do you guys think I should do? Should I pin from the, I kind of think I should pin from the back just so I can see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna have to pull the pins out. You know what? We're gonna just have to do it this way. The other option was to try and pin it from the front, because since I'm sewing on the front, then I can take the pins out as I go, but I don't think that's gonna work. I think I gotta see it from the back to make sure that I'm going over that line, over that stitch line. Oh, I could glue it. I don't know if I trust glue. I don't know if I trust glue to hold it in place the whole time. You know what? I'm gonna ping. Oh, the string of pearls. Yeah, that was fun to do again. So that was a good idea, getting glue, just the glue basting it down. But all I have for that is my glue stick. And I think I need a more serious, should we just try it? Let's get it out here. All right, like I just have my glue stick. What a lot of people do for their glue basting is they have more like an Elmer's type glue with a small little tip, so it's like that wet glue. We'll try the glue stick. I can always tear it out, right? That's what seam rippers are for, people. Let's be bold. Screw these pins. We're gonna glue this whole bad boy. All right, so I can actually gob it on a little bit because I know all of this seam allowance here is going to be hidden, so I can just really stick it down. Use Steam-A-Seam. The Steam-A-Seam, I had trouble. I don't know if I want to use Steam-A-Seam because that's going to just make it thicker and thicker. Using glue will at least keep it the same. And yeah, that's what I think too, Noeline, that this is a bit risky. You know, we could do this with a couple pins though, maybe. Maybe we do that. Maybe I put a pin in the middle and like 3 pins, and then this can kind of hold the rest down. I think maybe that's a good middle ground, right? Let's do that. So for now, oh, I'm almost done with this. I need to get a refill, a glue refill. Oh, I think I might have some glue refills for, this is my Sew Line glue pen. Oh, iron after gluing? Okay, Dawn, I'll do that. Yeah, I've heard that, but I've never done that before. That kind of ironing kind of sets the glue. This glue is washable, so once I throw this in the wash for the first time, it should all just go away. And that's ideal, right? I don't want another layer of stuff in here. That's why I don't want to put like a tape down, I don't think. Oh, Carol, thank you. Oh, glue it and then pin from the front. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. You know what? We're not doing a whole quilt here. It's just this little block. So, I mean, I don't know if I would... If I wasn't going to sew this down right away, I'd be a little more scared. So I wouldn't just let this lie around and expect it to hold up. But you know what? I think it's actually not doing half bad right now. So let's... Gosh, I can't leave it like that. Look at all the gobs of thread. It's gonna put it away like that. That's no good. All right. All right, so let's try pressing that. Let's get my little mat underneath here again. I can move the wool mat everywhere, which is nice. I think my iron's still hot. This little top bit. And this kind of shushes it over a little bit more. Okay, so we definitely have that seam covered up. Oh, I'm nervous about it though. You know what? I'm going to put 3 little pins in, and I'm going to do it on the back. So I'm going to, oh, let's not pin my mat though. I'm going to put 1 in the middle. So I will be able to see the pin on the front, so I will just pick it up. Oh, Andrea, it's from Amazon. It's the Panasonic, it's called the 360 cordless, but that's the beauty of it. It is totally cordless. It has a base that it sits in, and that's how it heats up. So if I just hold this forever, it'll get cold. But God, to not have a cord, I'm telling ya, is amazeballs. So I have a link if you guys are interested in the iron or the mat or any of that. I think I have links for all that here as well. But ooh, that was a good buy. That cordless iron. Yeah, it's crazy amazing. You don't know how amazing it is until you don't have to deal with that cord all the time. It is just crazy town. Okay, so we flipped it around. All right, this is good. So I will be able to just kind of fold this back a little bit to pull. I only have the 3 pins in now because I wasn't brave enough to go without. So now, what side? All right, it's this edge right here. I'm gonna sew right down that seam. So it should be hidden from the front, and we should catch the flap on the back. So this is what we've been waiting for here. Okay, let's get down in here again. All right, let's sew this dude. All right, I'm gonna roll this up a little bit. Okay, so they do actually make feet. Should we see? We talked about playing with presser feet yesterday, and I do have this thing of presser feet that I don't know what any of them do. And I was gonna go practice with them, but I do know that there is a, and it might be this. It might be this one. I don't know if this is it, but there is one that specially is made for a stitching in the ditch. This one looks like it's too far over though for that to be the case. So I know it looks something like this. It has a little edge like this, and that's what you, kind of what you use as a guide. It looks too far over though. I wonder if we have another one. If you guys see it in here, shout out. I'll keep it in one direction. I've only seen it online somewhere, someone using this before. No, this one looks more, oh no, this is like some ruffler type deal. Look at this craziness right here. No, this is for cords. You know what, I think it might, oh wait, what's this one? This one has a weird bar in the middle. See, I just don't know. There is a, let's just flip it around. There is a little guide on the back. Stud side whip stitch. Okay, well, that's this one, and that's not what we want. Oh, wait, no, no gear side, no. See, I don't even know what any of these things are. So one of these days we are gonna go, we are gonna work on, we're gonna play with these. Fringe foot, no. Yeah, the things in the middle, edge joining foot, that's what it is, an edge joining foot. That's what we're looking for, I think. I think so. So, all right, in theory, it should be right in the middle. Yeah, okay. Ugh. I don't think these are laid out in the same way. Was it this? It might be this guy. And regardless, I think this guy is gonna work. So let's pull this one out. You can go back home. Yeah, so we got the flange right in the middle. So that's gonna be our guide. There we go. Experimenting all over the place this time. All right, we're gonna give this a guide or a try. So here it is. Like I said, don't know if it's the right one. But what it does have is a guide that's going to be in line with where our needle is. And that's what I want, because I want to stitch right on the line. So I want this guide to be running right along the line so that my stitch is going right after. So I think we're good. I mean, I can use my eyeballs too. I can see where the needle's going to go in, but you know what? All the help we can get is pretty good. So, all right, let's try that one. So the neat thing about these presser feet, at least it's unique to me because I have an older machine, but there is a flap in the back right here, and I can just flip that up and it releases the foot. You know, ideally my needle isn't down, so let's just get that up. All right, so this is my 1/4 inch foot there. So now we're going to exchange it with this puppy here. And again, we just have to set it in that little guide, that little nook, and it should just snap in. There we go. All right. See, this was releasing it, and now it just snapped in. Yep, we're good to go. Woohoo! All right, let's try this. This is my debut of this presser foot. But I didn't even have to take my my leader off, which is good. All right, here we go. Oh, I got all the feet on Amazon too. I was looking for, oh God, I don't even know now. I was looking for a really specific foot, but they sell, you know, these packs of 50 or whatever presser feet for you know, what I thought was pretty cheap, cheaper than I thought presser feet would be. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna learn all those things. Oh, I wanted like a hem roller, and it had the hem roller, and it had a darning foot, and a few other things that I knew I would use, and I figured the other ones would come in handy at some point, like right now. So all right, I have it, that little flap in that nook. Oh, test on a leader. Okay, Jenna, I like how you think. Let's do that. We're gonna test on a leader. Okay. Ooh, this one was cut oddly. Ooh, let's fold the other way. So I don't really have a guide. Like for the leader, I'm not, I don't have anything to follow really, but we can at least see how it feels. And okay, all right, it's working. We're sewing. Let's do it. Okay, here we are. So I'm putting that little guide right in my seam here, and we're gonna follow that. And I just can't forget about my pins in here. All right, so I'm not even looking at my needle right now. I'm looking at my guide, trying to keep that in the seam allowance. I'm not sure if my needle's completely in, but it's close. All right, now I gotta remove that first pin. I'm just gonna feel for it. There we go. I don't want to sew over my pins, because you can break a needle. And all right, I think this is working. It is kind of nice to just look at that guide. It does move though, but I still think it's doing the job. So what this foot is actually meant to do is, if you want to put two pieces of fabric, or like these blocks, for example, if I want to put two pieces of blocks right next to each other, I can connect them with a zigzag stitch. And as long as I keep this flap in between the two of them, it will be catching that zigzag equally on each side. So that's actually what this is for. It's to join two pieces together. Right now I'm just using it as a guide. So technically this, ooh, another pin. Technically this may not be the real use for this, but I think it's working so far. Oops, see there, it bumped a little bit. It's a little wiggly. Might still have been a little bit more effective just to pay attention to the needle, but I don't know. I think it's just working well. It's actually kind of fun. Fun to use a new thing. All right. Do any of these leaders? Yeah, I'm gonna trim this one right away too. Let's get the other side of this. Alrighty, and that is that. Let's come up quick and let's peek at the back. Oh, you like using this foot for binding pot holders and placemats. Oh, that's a neat idea. Okay, so first let's look at the front. So because we are stitching on the front, we just stitched in the ditch. So stitching in the ditch just means stitching like right in a seam line. So we just stitched into this seam line. A little over in places, but for the most part, it's pretty much invisible, right? We just stitched right where there was already stitching. It's much less visible than last night. So let's just compare quick. Here's the front on last night's. It's really all joggy all over the place. And let's just look at the back. I'm worried about the back. Oh, so here we are. We were able to grab it all. So the flap's a little bit bigger, but that was kind of expected. I don't think that's a problem, but it looks like we were able to capture it. We almost got off there, but not quite. Yeah, here's a little bit big, but again, you know, this is the back of the quilt. So who cares, right? It's still a flap that's covering our seams. I think it's perfectly fine. And you know what? I think that was actually a lot easier than last night with the glue and with everything else. So there we go. I think it's a lot less visible. I like it. And that is it, you guys. That was our last 2 blocks. So now we got to make blocks again. We have been on such a hiatus of making actual blocks. So I'm itching for it again now. Specifically, I think we need to do a pile of pieced blocks. I don't know, for some reason I feel like I've been avoiding them a little bit. It's the cutting. I'm not a fan of all the cutting. That's why, but I'm itching for it again. Let's do some more pieced blocks. Here's another one here and here. I'm ready for more of those. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna flip you around and we'll call it an evening here. I'll show you what this looks like. This is the start of row 2. All right, hello again. Scoot you over. All right, so here is the 2 blocks sewn together. The Chad block and the clock. Aw, it looks so good. Okay, I'm loving how all of these blocks are coming together. It always amazes me when you do one more finishing thing to it, like cover up a seam, how it just kind of light year goes ahead in the look of it being finished. So it's always a surprise. You know you're finishing another step, but it just elevates it so much more. Oh yes, so Andrea is actually the person that found Chad. So Andrea here is my cousin. She found Chad. He was a little stray and he was so scared, and now he is like the biggest, happiest little cat. So here's Chad right there. We wrote Chad in his back there. So, all right, you guys. Thanks again, and thanks for all the congratulations. I appreciate it so much. Take a picture of the kits if you see it in Target or if you see them in Joann's. I'd love to see where they are. All right, and then also just keep an eye out for more newsletters. And thanks again, you guys. I will see you tomorrow, and I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies tonight. Have a great evening. Good night.